Hello and welcome to 31 Days of Craftoween. My name is Bobi, aka Paginator, and I am doing a 31-day journey through an altered book Halloween junk journal. So today is day 3. Wow, October is here. Like, how did we get here? I remember June 3rd and being ready for the summer. But that's okay. My birthday's in October. It's on the 7th, and Halloween's my favorite holiday, so I'm happy to be in October. It just seems like we got here really quickly. All right, so before we begin with the journaling, we need to open our figure of the day. So let's go ahead and get that advent calendar out. All right, so let's pop open. Oh, you're supposed to come out, not in. So there's day 3. Ooh, it's the mayor. In the large regular size Funko, his head actually spins. You can twist it and turn it around. But here it appears that he's facing out with the smiley face because here's the front of his suit. And then we see this frowny face or terrified face with his tails on the back of his jacket. Poor guy, he's just an elected official. He can't do anything. If you missed the first 2 videos, there is a link down below. There's actually 3 videos, an announcement, and then day 1 and day 2. And we were able to unbox some other fun characters. We got Zero and the jack-o'-lantern character, not Jack Skellington, but a jack-o'-lantern. And there is a playlist, as I said, linked below. There's also a document that has the prompts, which is what we need to look at next. Okay, let's see. Oh, we did a tag yesterday and didn't check it. So if you are new to this series, I have a list, 2 pages of prompts, and I've discovered already a couple of duplicates. So my apologies if you download and use this. Anyway, I am allowed to reuse prompts. I'm just checking off ones that I have used and then also choosing 3 to use each day as a focus. So... we could do only scraps in the background, stenciling, your own handwriting. Okay, definitely gonna go with my own handwriting. Okay, use 3 different washi tapes. We're gonna try that one today. And paint sample. Paint sample could also count as something you've never added to a collage. But I don't know if I'm going to use it as a collage, but I have never put a paint sample in a junk journal before. But I have a few that are possible to use. So there we go. Own handwriting, 3 different washies, and a paint sample. Are there any particular Halloween themed things that I want to use? I forgot. I have some tarot cards that I bought for the purpose of junk journaling. Like, I forgot I had those. I need to go in the craft room and look at those. And maybe a witch. So I'm just going to lightly circle both of those, and then I'll come back to them once I figured out the sitch with my tarot cards. Alright, so I have several different tarot cards. I have Forest of Enchantment. I don't think we're going to find anything black and white in there. Oops, sorry. We have Legends Tarot. These are like mythological creatures. These aren't tarot, but they're playing cards with weird creatures on them, and I know they're not black and white. We have the Oracle of Shadows and Light. I feel like this is our best chance to find something that's black and white, so we're going to take a peek in here. If we can't use anything, then we won't. But this is so cute. Oh. These cards are all just gorgeous, but they... that one has a teeny tiny bit of color, but it also is a girl with bat wings, and we just did a girl with bat wings. However, I'm going to set her aside to think about. That could be something interesting. Angel of Alchemy, could use her. She looks like she's deathly sick. Look at her face. Maybe this one, Lady with a Bosch egg. Okay, I'm kind of going back and forth in my mind between these two here. This isn't truly black and white, even if I fussy cut around them, but I'm still being drawn more towards these three witchy sisters. I don't know. I'm going to keep both of them out for the moment. I just don't want to give up on my black and white aesthetic already. And we're going to do a little camera adjustment right here. Okay. I found this girl in my printables, and I really, really want to use her in this journal. She's kind of evil looking, which I guess is a theme now, because the first day we had the vampire, and then the second day we had the murderous Batgirl. Maybe she's not evil, though. Maybe she just looks evil, and she's misunderstood. The background is a little bit pinkish, but I was planning on fussy cutting around her anyway. So I think I want to start with that. We'll do some cutting and then consider what we want to do for a background. Okay, so even with the fussy cutting, we still have the browns in her hair. Ay. Did I box myself into a bad place with this black and white idea? I mean, there's a little bit of like a pinkish tint on some of this printable as well. And a little tiny bit in this. So anything that I printed, I think just it must have been something to do with my printer. To use or not to use? That is the question. Okay, we're going to set her aside for a minute. Alright, I know I have to use my own handwriting, 3 different washi tapes, and a paint sample. So I want to gather the paint samples and some washi and see if I can start to build a background, and then maybe that will help lead me to the correct focal point. Alright, so I have a couple of large paint samples, some onyx black and some white. And then I also have a bunch of this gray one from Benjamin Moore. We have Shaker Gray, Rocky Coast, and Nightfall. In terms of washi tape, I've got this little box that I have showed before, and I've got all of these. So I have plenty of black and white washi tape. If I tore these and did some scrappy collaging with them, I still feel like we wouldn't have enough to cover the whole background of both pages. So I think what I'll do is take my black and white paper pad from Bo Bunny. This is the Tuxedos and Tiaras collection. It's all black and white. And I'm going to choose paper to do like a full background and then collage on top of that. So I chose this gray like filigreed print, and I have edged around it with black soot distress ink. I'm going to go ahead and glue these down. So I'm wondering if you guys have decided on your Halloween costumes yet, or do you dress up for Halloween at all? I, as a school teacher, like, I kind of have to dress up. There have been a couple of years where I didn't dress up for the dress up day at school, and kids were really upset. They're like, but Miss Page, you love Halloween. Why wouldn't you dress up? I'm so disappointed. And yeah, it's just easier for me if I dress up. And usually what happens is I teach in a building that has grades K through 8 in it, and the elementary teachers often decide the Halloween theme, which I think is a little unfair. But anyway, I don't like the theme they have chosen this year, which is like comics and cartoons. So I am going to go as Winifred Sanderson from Hocus Pocus. You know who Winifred is. She's the red-haired one with the buck teeth, the Bette Midler character. And the science teacher is going to go as one of the other ones, and we haven't figured out who the third sister is going to be, but we're working on it. I have a couple of ideas. So if you've already picked out your costume, let me know, because I'm a curious person. Now I need to decide if I want straight edges on my collaging or if I want torn ones, and I think I want torn edges. And I think I want to use my tearing ruler. There's so much stuff on this table that's in the way, you guys have no idea. Okay, so we're just going to go around and rip each edge. Oh, come on. I got it a little too close to the edge of the paper. All right, so I just went ahead and just kind of collaged willy-nilly where I thought things would work, and I'm kind of wondering if I need another light gray square here. Yep, I want to go ahead and add that, and while I do, I did ink around all the pieces except for that really big black one. I couldn't see any white peeking through on the edges, so I just went ahead and glued it down. Okay, so we're going to scoot that in a little bit. Do I like that? Do I hate it? Hurry fast and decide. I don't know. I still don't like it. Okay, would it look better if it was like this so that we had a line going across? Yes, that would look better. Okay. Third gluing location's the charm, apparently. And speaking of charms, I turned on Practical Magic to watch today. I haven't watched it in quite a while, and I forgot how much I love that movie. It's, unfortunately, it's near the beginning, and I'm at the sad part with Sandra Bullock's character. If you know the movie, you know what I'm talking about. I do have a bunch of these leftover scraps, so I'll just put them in my scrap box, and I can use them on a different project, or maybe a different page in this project. This one just does not want to stay down, and I don't blame it. I made it move all over the place, but you are now going to stay. I have decreed it to be so. Okay, we're gonna go on a quest for focal point, and I've got this Birds of the World book, and we're gonna see if there's a bird that would work for these. We need a black and white bird or a black bird. So this one's almost completely black and white. It has a teeny tiny little spot of red, but it is very small. I was hoping that the birds in this book would be larger, but I got this from thrift books, and you don't get to like look inside at the pages like you do on Amazon. Oh, look at him. A bronzed grackle. Not completely black, but at first glance he looks very black, and you can see blues and like some purplies peeking through. Potential. Okay, so if we choose a bird from this book, it'll be this guy, but I have a couple of other books that are not birds. They're something quite different. So I have two different illustrated versions of Little Red Riding Hood. So we can flip through these and see if there's maybe a wolf that could be used. Oh, this is very shiny paper. Might be a little too cutesy. I mean, we could cut him out, but is he too cute? I'm not feeling this wolf, although he's very cute. And here's this one. Both of these also came from thrift books. This one is a Caldecott honor book. Caldecott is about illustrations. Oh, come on, book, work with me here. Okay. So the wolf in this one's gray, which would work if we have the right illustration. Okay, so this one I think has the most potential, but I don't know. I don't want to use it. All right, so we could go with the black bird. I still feel like I want to check out a couple of other things. Okay, I have a few illustrations in this romantically disturbed book that I really like. So we've got this person holding a heart and it's bleeding. We have a haunted house and this half skull, half rose. And I really like something's pulling me toward this. So am I going to be able to get this out of the book without completely destroying it? Ay, 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 this is stressful. Oh, that's an interesting looking guy. All right, how am I going to work with this and washi tape? I think the next best step is to fussy cut at least around the top here. Let me get at least that much. I don't know. Okay, so I cut around the top and his palm. I'm assuming it's a guy. That we're just going with that. Oh, that should be rounded right there. I want to go around this, but that's gonna cut the blood drops off. I just had an idea. We're cutting the blood drops off. Oh, I hope this is gonna work. Ugh. Okay, so before I tell you my idea that might end in massive failure, we're just going to ink around the edges except for this middle line because I don't want it to look like I'm breaking up this image, even though I technically am. Next step will be to glue these down. Do you know what this image reminds me of? In the movie That Thing You Do, the Wonders are touring with other Playtone artists, and one of the other artists is Diane Dane, and she's singing this song about when you hold my hand, you hold my heart. Am I going to be singing that in my head for the rest of the day? Possibly. Okay, So here's what I'm thinking. We still need to add washi and some of my own handwriting, and I think maybe that will go up here, maybe a little bit of washi down here. I want to add that first because the idea that I had thought of was to take black paint and let it drip down the page from where the blood is on this guy's hand. I'll have to get some more protective paper to go on the desk there, but let's do the washi and the handwriting stuff first. Okay, so let's take some of this that has handwriting on it as well. Do a piece about that wide. Some people cut their washi, some people tear it. I am a tearing of the washi person. Let's see. I have to use at least 3. And I want something that's going to contrast with this really well. I'm leaning towards this one because it's black with very thin white marks on it. I also have this one that's similar but a little bit wider. That actually might be better because this is so wide. We don't want to go from super wide to super thin. I'm going to do my writing on another piece of this, and I need to have like a cushion of contrast around it, so I'm going to do another black piece here. So this says, style is a simple way of saying complicated things. That doesn't fit with this page at all, but I'm mostly going to be covering that up anyway. Okay, so I want it to go to about here. What am I going to write in my own handwriting? Ay, ay, ay. There's so many decisions to be made. All right, so I'm going to write a quote from Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas when she says, "This is worse than I thought, much worse." So we'll go ahead and stick that one down. Okay, so the sentiment's glued down. I was thinking of putting more washi here, but I'm not going to. So next we need to prep to add the black paint, and that might take a minute for me to get everything ready. All right, I'm only slightly terrified here, you guys. I'm going to attempt to just daub drops where the blood is leaving his hand, and then tip it up and let it drip down. Oh, if ever there was a time for some good luck, this is it. Alright, I just took the lid off because that's going to be a heck of a lot easier. I'm going to need a fairly thick daub, maybe not quite that much. Is this going to run, or is this just going to sit there? Maybe we better test the first one and see if we need to water down the paint. It doesn't really want to move. Shooters! I've ruined it. Okay, it's okay. Just breathe, just breathe, just breathe. I'm gonna go figure out something. Alright, I have watered down some paint, and hopefully I can do a good enough job that we can cover up that terrible mistake there. Oh, I'm so afraid this is going to look hideous. It's still not wanting to go. We're going to add some black splatters. And some white splatters. Okay. What a mess. But okay, this part didn't turn out exactly like I had envisioned, but I'm still a beginner in my techniques, and I'm sure there's some better way to do that than what I did, so we're going to count it as a win anyway. I'm just going to do some smudging here to look like the black blood is pooling in this area. So in terms of our prompts, we did use our my own handwriting, 3 different types of washi, and a paint sample. Is there anything else that we can add? I can put a little check mark by Nightmare Before Christmas, but I promise I'm going to do more with that. Let's see. We didn't end up using Witch or Tarot, but that's okay. It wasn't an official choice for either one of those. And yeah, I think we got it. So this is going to be our collage for the day. So far, day 1, I mainly collaged. Day 2, I did some tuck spots and a tag. Day 3, again, a collage. I don't know if I'm going to go back and forth between that. It kind of just depends on what I am in the mood for. But as for now, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up, and we'll see you in the next one, day number 4. And don't forget, if you're doing this along with me and posting to Instagram, be sure to use the hashtag 31 Days of Craftoween, and please tag me at Paginator24. Have a wonderful, magical, and bookish or crafting day. Happy crafting. Adios.